Hi, I'm Kerry and I've recently made the transition between school and university, and hopefully this video is going to show you some of the differences that you're going to experience.
When transitioning into university, I received a lot of support from the university. I had a lot of unanswered questions, therefore before I approached entering my course in September, I took it upon myself to contact the university, and like I said, they did help with any questions that I had, and they are there for all students. They do support you.
The teaching styles coming from school to university was pretty different. You're in lecture theatres maybe a total of 12 hours per week, 2 or 3 days maybe in the week, and there's maybe 200 or 300 people in the lecture theatre with one lecture, compared to maybe 20 people in your classes before. So it is different, but the lectures, they will teach you like the bare bones of what you need to know, and you have to go away and use maybe online resources and learn the bulk of it yourself. It is a good experience. It's challenging, but it just, whenever you settle in, it's really good. So
you have small advice groups in first year, which means that every, say, week or so you can meet with, a certain member of staff and kind of just discuss everything, make sure everything's going okay, any problems, just kind of iron them out, in that small group.
University is definitely a lot more flexible than school. You're in class a lot less, and it gives you the chance to do independent study whenever you feel like you can do it. On top of that, you also have the option to have a part-time job and a lot of more time to socialise.
Okay, so I think for me, the main kind of expectation was that there was going to be a lack of support with lecturers. I mean, I was always kind of told that you wouldn't receive help from your lecturers and you're kind of left to your own devices, but the case actually is that if you ask for help, the help is there and the door is always open for you.
You have to learn a lot of new things, so there's different ways of doing things that are completely different to school, but you have your lectures there, and you have, like, even for me, I had my sister who was in university a couple of years before me, so I was able to go with her with all my problems and just ask around, and people are helpful. It's just a completely different environment in school.
But there is an element, I think, like, you have to be self-motivated in that, there is a lot of independent study, so you're going to be expected to go and do the things and go and learn. You're not going to be chased up like in school.
Yeah, but it's good then, because when you go and do that study yourself, you really understand it more than just being taught it. So it's a much more fun way of learning.
Yeah,
as well.
definitely.
One of the biggest differences for myself was the size difference. Coming from a secondary school on to university, there is quite a difference in size because there's thousands of students across all of the campuses. But there is a lot of facilities. There's shops, cafes, places to meet with friends, there's even hairdressers, so it is pretty handy as well, the fact that you can just walk across the road from one of the student villages and grab a sandwich whenever you feel like. It's great.
I think that whenever you first arrive at university as a first year student, you don't actually realise how many opportunities there are available. There are so many activities and schemes and different initiatives that you can get involved in, whether it be the Edge Award or Careers Plus or Study Abroad, just so many things available to you and each and every student across every discipline.
I think it's great now being in a class full of others that have the same academic interests as me. Beforehand, when I was at school, my friends and others in the class had different interests, they preferred different subjects over others. Whereas now in university, we're all in the same class, we've decided to pick the same subject, therefore we all share the same interests, which also means there's a better environment within the classroom, we're all more productive, and it makes it more enjoyable learning experience.
The social side of university for me was great because I was living with other students and everyone lives in the same kind of area as well, so there's always people in and out of the house, always things to do, and if you get involved in clubs and societies, which is so beneficial for you, there's different things that are on all the time and there's so much to get involved in. The move to university for me was quite a major lifestyle change because I moved away from home, so I lived in halls in first year, and the good thing was that I lived with girls who did the same subjects as me, so it meant for my first class I actually had people to walk in with and I wasn't sitting on my own, and fears of that kind of went away with their support. For financially, I did have worries about that, going to university and how much it'll cost and will I be able to live, because living away from home I was buying all my own meals and making all my own meals, but there's financial support available, and the independence of doing everything yourself and not living off your mum washing your clothes and everything was great because you do get so much more life experience as well.